Alright guys, back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, after going through some very tough interrogations and exploration and evidence finding, especially from frickin' Larry Butts of all people, hopefully we can try him in the trial. But anyway, Miles Edgeworth trying to be a lawyer, as well. Or anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag him out of it. Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Duxnem, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this, if your true identity is revealed? Don't worry, I made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe in to the very bitter end. And that's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself, whether or not I am fit to do the tasks I am entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Alright, let's do it then. February 9th, 10 a.m., even though it's the worst month of the year, but anyway. Court is now in session for the trial of this Sister Iris Hazakura Temple. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does appear to be ready. I just said it cannot... Okay, I remember that voice. The same cannot be said for the prosecutor in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like these blatant wastes of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem that this case has already been over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
Wait, that whip sound. It's Franciska von Karma! The prosecution stands ready. And you are... Franciska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be out of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma. That is hype. Von Karma is back for the final case of the game. Let's fucking go. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? Right away, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I was almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure once before in this court... I told you there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at... Hold it! I have no objection to that whip. You don't? Why? The whip is... I don't think that whip belongs in the court, sir. The prosecution You would whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there isn't still one truth. That is here what I stand here to prove today. Wow! This promised to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ugh. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Alright then, very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. Please, with little whipping as possible. To be sure, okay? The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Duxnem. Her body was found in Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from the golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the scene of the crime. Oh, we got a crime photo. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Oh no. She needs a stool. Witness, please state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our backpates plague witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Oh my god, they needed a crate for her. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm head nun of the Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. I don't even know what to say. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. That's not the concerning part about this, but okay. Ugh. The courtroom is in the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. Sanctuary? But it's but a vision. Anyway. You want me to leave? Don't need to get your bikinis in a twist, let me tell you. I'm a sight to behold in a summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place in the night of question. That's right. I can hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? What? Okay. We're just gonna ignore the phrasing. Okay. That night while I was helping an acolyte with her training in her temple, but as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. And I was just after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Okay. So it was simply coincidence that you find yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There was only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall the first hurdle. How are you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Alright, we'll do what we always do. Testify everything. Press everything. Hold it! Hold it! What is this inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we do to train people, right?
We'll be the ones asking the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across the sea bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to the Hazakura Temple? That's where the murder took place.
As you can see...
Okay.
Hold it!
Violently?
That's right! It's no laughing matter, especially in winter! I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. And being alive is like strict training. Wah-ha-ha-ha-ha!
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right! Raging like a bull in a pig pen, I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
Hold it!
You left Iris to help. With what?
What do you think? The acolytes training, of course. It was past 10 p.m. We were just starting to enter into training exercises proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is to simply watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away.
Just to confirm at that point, that night, you met Iris at the Inner Temple, correct?
Oh, yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Hold it!
So you returned to Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath?
My back is to blame for everything. It's always a do or be done in kind of world after all.
How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking?
My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know it's like in your...
No, that's not what we're going for. Question mark?
I bet your next question's going to be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to be to watch the young ones.
What are you going about? I was... Ugh. Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. I'm sorry. I just had to press everything. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Yes. This is what Phoenix deals every day. He handles so much punishment.
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... It was after I finished, I was heading back, that's when I saw it.
Hold it!
The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway to which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. And there was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. I feel like I know there's one flaw, but I feel like... What can we present, though? This is around 10, obviously. Lightning from a 10 to 11. Lights ran out at 10 p.m. and then in her room until the murder was discovered. That's when you saw it, huh? What evidence do I even present in this situation? I'm trying to think right now. I think I might have to present Iris's testimony. I think it has to be that. Left act, yeah, return to Hazakura Temple. I think it has to do with her testimony that we got from her. She said she was in her room until the murder was discovered. Yeah, okay, it's this one, has to be.
Objection!
Yeah, objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's face rests in their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Whoa, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of fate after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No, he said that?
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. I don't know if we can rely on Iris's testimony if she's the defendant.
Objection!
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. Ugh. Oh, people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the one getting whipped here all of a sudden? Anyway, neither the witness or defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Oh, she does not look happy.
Oh, well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you'll need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was not everything alone to think that would do the trick.
Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination.
Add to the testimony, huh? Iris came to an inner temple. She was dressed exactly then for dinner. Okay, first up, this is phrase 1. Phrase 2. Okay, she rewrote this. She rewrote this testimony, okay. Are you sure you're not making a mistake?
You, young man, need to get your estimation of me from the floor.
Ugh.
Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake.
An extra fine-ish there, witness.
Still, I have to wonder. Yeah, I gotta really figure out... I think we have to press something in here. She dressed exactly what he'd been at dinner. Wait. Receive before the lights out. Bell the night of the crime protects from evil spirits. Oh yeah, Phoenix got this hood. No. She took it off, remember? Okay, I'm presenting this.
Objection!
Witness, let's get this one thing straight. The defendant who you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Objection!
hold it right there. Why do you have that?
It is the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
Nani?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had been in a defendant as she claims, then the iron areas you saw should have been missing from this very hood.
Whoa.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Order in the co-readiness in her spots.
Sister, this hood, you have a spare ones in around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh?
Each hood is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Then this is quite strange. Ugh.
There was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There was no contradiction here. Oh, dang. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away with that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness. Oh, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Okay, after my bath.
I just finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard and I took a look in. Iris was all Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out in the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out into her window.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me see it all from this very chair. Oh, well, something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name, huh? Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
Alright, time to press them.
Hold it!
What's happening after?
How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think for a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. About 15 minutes from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. The inner temple's just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along to the hallway in the maid hall.
Hold it!
You say you heard a noise.
Thump! Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
And they're very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow from the falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that.
But then, couldn't this noise could have been snow falling through the ground?
No, I think I know what they're going with here.
I never thought of that. Wahahaha.
The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked all over the court end.
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witness has testified seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. We don't need to know that I'm a good-looking young man, but anyway. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who is what you saw, as clearly as you could see.
Well, you're quite a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood.
Her hood?
That's right, it's coming back to me. I wish she wasn't wearing her hood.
That is true, she wasn't wearing her hood.
I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Gah! Oh no. Huh. You dug yourself an own grave, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
What did you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this a testimony important?
Fuck, it is important. It's made me initially appear to be at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment, so... Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Heh, Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. How glad you might... I'm not pretty sure this was a good idea, but I have no choice anyway, so...
Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem. Now, do you mention Iris didn't have her hood on?
You are sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Oh, I don't mean we're poor. You understand? It's our style, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different than normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least it makes it... At least then it bite you then, not someone else.
Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh?
The room which the victim stayed in overlooked courtyard, correct?
Which means this victim's room was on the second floor?
No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate of the side temple. Side of the temple, the guest room's in the back. About the height of a 2-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all.
Pushed out of her window. What makes you so sure of all this?
It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that.
You're the one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that, oh yeah, they're bringing it up. Never mind then. The victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of fate after all, the head honcho of the Hazakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she's lying. It's a very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Question is... I feel like something is off right now. Dang. So this is the crime scene photo, huh? That's pretty fucked up, not gonna lie. But what she witnesses... Magic bottle. She has a staff. Huh. She doesn't have her staff. What happened to her staff? The sword, though, has victim blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. I feel like the staff has to be something, no? I'm kind of lost right now. Maybe the autopsy report is pretty flawed right now. I think. Okay. Mystica Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. Let's see here. Let me check that. Time of loss, 10 to 11 p.m. Wait. 10 to 11? Wait, the time. It's the time. Isn't that kind of flawed right now? The time. Wait, she got stabbed first? Yeah, she got stabbed first. And then body fell. Okay, that makes total sense now. Oh, I'm bringing this up right now. This is a flaw.
Objection!
Fuck. Your Honor, what do you think of this witness's statement?
I don't think there's a problem with it.
You say that with such gusto, I suppose I must agree. That is all there is to it.
No. Don't get smart with me. Get smart with this penalty.
It would appear that even I can make mistakes. Oh, I presented on the wrong thing. Oops. Oops. My bad. There we go, right here. Impressive logic. That is what I like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss von Karma, would you like to be kind to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report that I presented ago? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, the first fall was after she was killed.
That's right, it says after death right here.
The scene of the witness claims is seen as contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim during the courtyard, how did the victim go on to take a 10-foot haul?
Order in the court! The victim was killed and then fell? Oh, my goodness! If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree?
Yes. That's what it seems like, huh? That is the logic conclusion? Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. She was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. I object to this! Was there any signs of a struggle in Miss Duxnem's room? No, there wasn't. She was stabbed with a sword, and then would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss von Karma, was there any blood?
No traces of her blood were found in the victim's room.
Then your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious
playoff beard. You don't even have blood on your beard. No blood on your beard, okay?
However, if there was no blood in her room, then you must claim...
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this again if you keep repeating the same thing, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood? I don't understand what that means.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. You want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body? then that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That is very true. Even with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding anyway. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Both of you.
We have to come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Order in the damn court! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franciska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please remain standing on the crate, for fuck's sakes.
Okay.
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of the winter snow has made me bent out of shape, especially with my back and mood.
Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be with the whip.
Oh boy! All right.
Further details.
When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, when I awoke, Mr. Gam was stabbing Mystic Elise through her the back.
True for dare.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franciska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that.
Oh, spicy things going along between these two. Anyway. Alright, let's press everything.
At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all of this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one important thing. Did you actually see the incident in which the victim was stabbed?
He didn't see her stab. She just witnessed her trying to take off the sword.
Hold it!
Thinking carefully. This is very important.
Cyrus, you are talking about? I'm thinking for arm worth. No, when I looked over, I just saw it was already in Mystic Elise's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-fleckled clothing was nearly folded into the corner.
Nani? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? Do we have evidence? That's quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further? I think we have to press it further.
Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding as well?
Well, I say that is what I saw.
What did you see? I don't even understand what's going on here, because I'm a rookie judge, but anyway.
I didn't see this poor woman get stabbed. I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day.
Pulling the sword out, that's what I believe. That she was just trying to pull the sword out because she already... I think the sword was like afterwards, you know?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, but was that very important?
More important than what you can imagine.
I saw the incident which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out.
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say. You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out.
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue in Michigan.
Yep, that's as accurate as what you said in the picture.
Miss Khalees was on the ground, and Iris stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt.
Jeez, that's so deep in.
When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Miss Khalees' body. It set out from the gaping wound. Ah.
It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something else about this testimony feels very out of place. That's something which couldn't have possibly have happened. Appears to have happened. Yeah.
Hold it!
Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know. 10 or 20 minutes? A young man with a prickly-looking head woke me up
Phoenix, right?
by stepping on me, actually.
Why did he step on you? The fuck?
I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation after all.
Phoenix, you stepped on her? Jeez. I didn't think you'd be that kinky, but okay.
Well, I wasn't asking for mouth to mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed much a more gentle awakening about then, let me tell you.
I shall have words with the offender personally. Phoenix, right? You have a lot to ask for. Honestly. What did you see upon awakening?
Hold it!
By the mystic amulet, you're referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone with the Shishito sacred treasure is terribly enough. But then to make Miss Sakami hold the blade.
Truly heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something, anyone can do it. However, there is something cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubtly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reason behind that?
No, I don't think I can.
There isn't a logical reason behind why someone acts.
True, so true, in every spring. For example, I almost fought by myself.
There isn't always. The phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? And why was the weapon ultimately placed back into the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. You know what? That is true. Why the sword was taken out, but then put no, not this thing. Like these two photos right here. The sword was back on the statue. I don't know why it was back on the statue. Wait, now that I think about it, how did it got back on the statue? Did the hand just move or something? The statue can't move. Yeah, there's something wrong. I think this is a flaw. Smoothly drawn out. I think the photo is a flaw. Right here.
Objection!
Nope, I guess not. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence.
It does? How do you mean?
Forgive me, Your Honor. You just said it yourself that it does. Oops.
Don't try to play mind games with me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Curses. It appears I have yet to adjust on being this side of the courtroom. Okay, which statement is it? Fucking A. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's another evidence. But I know I'm right about what I saw. Yeah, it has to be. It's either this or this, because those two are completely flawed right now. It's weird.
Objection!
Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least I like to think so. There are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound like I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I forget.
Oh my god, stop with the Riz. We doesn't need your Riz. Riz comes from other forms. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are completely impossibilities. Because it flaws with the other statement, no? The other evidence, no?
What do you mean? Oh, please
Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it's possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? Yeah, it's true. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. That is very true. This looks like a hard sword, if anything. It would have to, like, magically stab someone if they don't have the physical capabilities to do so. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, and so I choose. Ooh! It's so funny because I saw Von Karma cosplay at New York Comic Con and it was fire. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture with them, but I did got a Phoenix Wright cosplay. It was fire. He even did the objection thing.
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
I object. This isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out so smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as sort of a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound to be completely too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. True. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with Shujisito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may sometimes stop the blood loss. You're wrong. I am not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You've still got more?
This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood alongside the entire length of the sword. No.
Order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can manage one, if that.
What does this all mean? You have proven the contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is? The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shujisito.
Nani?
A foolishly foolish idea from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. I love the Von Karma statements. Let's examine this again. What was it made us think that this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Mr. Garmy was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was too strong. This is what influenced us. It has influenced us to believe that Yoshishi was the murder weapon. But it's not.
Order! Ugh.
So maybe the Yoshishi was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with the sword-like object.
That's very true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer this obvious question it raises.
The obvious question.
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Oh shit! If that is not the weapon, then where is the real weapon? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as if a sword-like object was found. That's...
Answer the question, Miss von Karma.
No evidence was that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's very possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you going to boot here?
A murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what? Nani? Well then, I think we need to hear your testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Shit! There's a murder weapon? Where? Where's the weapon?
I saw the murder weapon around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated a snowmobile has been...
A snowmobile?
It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Migo River and came back when I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's very damning, isn't it? Witness, please tell us everything you know away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape with my back and age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed a snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Shit, why didn't we... if only we saw those. Here's a photograph up the snowmobile tracks. Damn, a snowmobile was being used, huh?
A snowmobile, I see. It is certainly an interesting theory.
Dang. Tracks being in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Taken that night from the main gate to Dusky Bridge. But there's also footprints too. That solves your little pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? There's no way, right?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
We have to ask Iris herself about that, no? Hold it! You are sure about the time?
Oh, yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I had a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Her estimation at the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right, Right, the one who trampled me.
It seems she's the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main house. I sent him to the bridge because that's where the phone is.
Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him, did he? He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive little boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go up to him and get for a spell.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Yeah?
That's it, that's the only one we have. I run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, are you certain a snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course, it was parked in front of the gate.
So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time? I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Thrust it further. I need answers from every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Why is everyone questioning what I'm saying? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, that means it was recently used.
Oh, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right, I overlooked that too.
Huh, of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
So it was used after.
Snow?
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it? Curses!
It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusty Ridge by snowmobile? Shit. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
Oh, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
Oh my god, okay.
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowy, happy as I can be. Took some water. I was heading back to when I went to crash into a tree. My back both went crunch, and just like that, crunch.
Crunch. I could use a crunch bar right now, but that's not important.
I haven't had to find the curse right anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe he threw the weapon and it came back while I was knocked out.
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, around 10 to 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
Ours could have done that if she can drive us.
Oh, yes, she can. Last press. Well, it would have been impossible, time-wise. One element remains out of place here.
Oh, what would this mystery element be?
The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of a murder weapon when there are other methods?
Too many unanswered questions, it seems. Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Turning from me to refer over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
Nani?
She is over as the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed to the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. What can I present here? "5 minutes from Hot Temple to there." 5 minutes, huh? And there are recent footprints there too. I wonder why. Something seems wrong right now. But yeah, the snowmobile was used after all. I think I'm gonna have to press. Yeah, I have to present something. Yeah, something seems wrong. I'm gonna present this. I think it's the new evidence we definitely got, the tracks photo. Objection! Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, this is very strange. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. However, if that is what the witness says it's true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? You would really think they would use it back, don't they? Because, like, if they use a snowmobile, it'd be a one-way from what I'm seeing, but there's no two-way. Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should have been 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back. Yeah, that's the most logical thing.
Oh, you're right.
You are forgetting one thing, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your previous contradiction now, doesn't it? But would it be removed that quickly?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow must have stopped, leaving just a return of snacks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that snowfall comes just one set of tracks? There is a contradiction. The tracks lead to the river covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss von Karma, that is very impossible. Would you care to explain? Why is there a rude index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, please present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks are not covered by snow.
I forgot which evidence was it. Is it here? No, it's not the map. There's no way it's the map. Is it really the yeah, it's the weather data. Definitely. Snow from 7 to 10:50 p.m. Lightning from 10 to 11. Okay, it's definitely this one. Yeah, it's definitely this one.
Take that!
Weather data. Witness, please tell us again, what time is it when you witnessed the crime?
Like I said, it was around 11.
Yep, that's the flaw, because it lasts till 10:50 p.m. Then, of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away at that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. Is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
The weather report.
The snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50 p.m. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 10:11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks to have been made after that time to have been covered up. Gah.
Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss von Karma's claim has been snowed in.
You're gonna get whipped, are you? Yep, I knew it. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to some snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? Are we really going that far to say the weather report is not accurate towards the scene of the crime? I'm pretty sure if they made such details about this, then they wouldn't have made it, no?
Oh, no, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Ugh.
Forecast data or all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh?
Nani? How the fuck did she pull that off all of a sudden?
Yeah, it stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. Need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Huh. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
I think it has something to do with the photos. Yeah, it has something to do with the photo. Yeah, the crime photo. Yeah, you could tell. It stopped... If it stopped snowing, there would be snow on her body. It's pretty obvious. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is... incredibly very easy. Nani? If we want to know whether or not it was snowing, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to this photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with that one exception, Miss Elise. And that is, oh my, Karma, do you not see? Do you not see the photo in front of your very eyes? You presented it to me, no? The victim herself, Miss Elise Duxnet. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is very simple. Yeah, it stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Gah. Obvious. In other words, if this killer really did go to the Ikaro to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. Gah.
Order! What are you... Gah.
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply all the facts it points out to. And that night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. And from the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At the time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because there were tracks erased by the snow. Then when was the person returned to Hazakura Temple? The snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Within 5 minutes, too. of each ride.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Oh shit! Whoever has the key is fucked. Furthermore, on the night in question, we all know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night. Iris used the snowmobile to get to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left on Hazakura's side on the bridge and crossed on foot.
Yeah?
That sounds about right.
But what's odd is that when Iris and I left Iris to return to Hazakura Temple. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
Oh shit. A second person? A second person? You must have failed to see it, sister. Someone must have been waiting for them to get there and decide to use the snowmobile themselves.
Maybe when I made it back to Hazakura Temple. It was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw, but it was covered in snow too.
But that isn't possible. Another person. There's a second person.
Order, Nicole, what does this all mean?
Yeah. So then what was the snowmobile even used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. We all know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the Hazakura snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause us so much trouble.
I think we all learn all we can from this witness.
Yes, I know nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If there was someone, a witness who could testify to have seen the snowmobile.
Larry could have seen it. A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough even to freeze your ears off.
There is one person.
Only an idiot would go out wandering in that, sure.
There is only one idiot that could go wandering.
Unless they had something had really important to do.
That's a shame.
Hold on. Something is coming to me. I'm getting a brain blast. An idiot may have well gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know of someone you might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come in mind.
Which are?
First, he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. Yes? And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold that night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Oh, damn, we're just making fun of him. Mr. Larry Butts, because he is an idiot.
Take that! This guy must be a product of the John Lou DeLue's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Lise Duxon.
Her student, interesting. And why was he wandering about outside the night of the murder?
That's, for stupid reasons, by the way. I could tell him about the designs for art, but it may cost his credibility as a witness. Before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Damn, we're just making up shit on the spot, okay. Although I cannot guarantee that is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable looking man, what exactly was that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Alright, summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. I will not take long to summon him.
Alright, very well then.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you, even if it does everything to me.
The court will now adjourn a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please prepare to hear the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Damn, all this for snowmobile tracks, huh? But it was very strange that the snowmobile moved after they went to the temple, which is must have been that someone else must have been there. That's the conclusion I could have said. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys all next time.